safe access now. And yeah, I honked actually as I pulled in, and also didn't realize it was against the law. Interesting. Yeah, I did. So I think I'll be at the Fairfield City Council. But we do appreciate that this item is finally coming before the board, and Dr. Chapman's work in bringing it to the board. I do have to say that I have been a bit disappointed that this debate has been framed, the debate about the ID card program has been framed as kind of like a debate about the efficacy of medical marijuana or the merits of California law or the 10 other states that allow its use. And you know, this is a long-standing law, has been said over and over again. We're not here to debate those things anymore. That debate's already happened. The Compassionate Use Act has been approved by the voters, has been to the Supreme Court 3 times, never been overturned, and SB 420 has been in effect for nearly 3 years. The staff report lists a series of AMA statements about medical marijuana that are really irrelevant to the ID card program. You know, I got to remind the board that this is a mandatory program. I believe the staff report used the word should. The county should implement the program. The actual legislation says county shall implement the program, which Mr. Buntling pointed out, and I appreciate that. It's the primary duty of, one of the primary duties of this board is to uphold state law and follow state law, of course. Regardless of whether or not you agree with your constituents who approved Prop 215 a decade ago, this board should still and must support this program. The ID card program was created because law enforcement had issues that they addressed surrounding the enforcement of medical marijuana laws in light of our other marijuana laws. This is a tool for law enforcement to use in identifying the legitimate medical marijuana user from somebody who might be abusing the law. In no way does this legalize current medical marijuana laws in California or Solano County. The laws are on the books. This is just simply a tool. This program is working in the 23 other counties where it's in effect because law enforcement officers have the burden freed up from them of not having to verify patient documentation, you know, at a traffic enforcement stop at 11 o'clock at night on a Sunday trying to get a hold of a doctor. I mean, do we really want Solano County law enforcement to be spending time verifying paperwork on the side of the street? Or even worse yet, do we really want Solano County law enforcement arresting sick and dying people only to have their cases tossed out of court when a judge decides, well, they weren't breaking the law? I don't think so. I don't think anybody wants that. And to put back to the ID program, we're putting it into perspective. We'll look back at these AMA comments, and the 5th one in the staff report explains that the AMA supports a doctor's right to recommend marijuana as part of the doctor-patient relationship. Now, more importantly than the AMA supporting that, the Supreme Court of the United States has upheld that as a right. It is, I must emphasize this, the U.S. Supreme Court's 2002 Conant versus Walters decision, they upheld the right to recommend marijuana. Again, recommending marijuana is legal under state and federal law. How could issuing an ID card that simply states, yes, this person has had marijuana recommended to them, how could that be a violation of federal law? It doesn't make sense. This is simply a tool for law enforcement, and it is the duty of this county to implement this program, and it would be beneficial to the patient community, the community at large, and of course law enforcement officers. And I do urge you to, after discussion, to give some direction to Dr. Chapman, because clearly there has been some confusion about whose responsibility it is to get this program running. And I look forward to hearing from the board. Thank you.